Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Unfuck Yourself podcast. We are no longer doing it live. I do have an audience of Team Allie here, part of Team Allie, because I do like to talk to somebody while I do a podcast or while I do anything. I just do better if I'm going live in the flesh. I'll go straight through. But we're no longer doing the podcast live on the Unfuck Yourself membership because we actually wanted to give it an upgrade for you. Since you can listen to the podcast for free anyway, we were like, yes, there's a Q&A attached to it, but the Q&A only ended up being like 20 minutes because the podcast would go over so long. So we realized everyone loved the Q&A where they get their questions answered intuitively and a tool by me and the team intuitives in the chat. So what we did was we changed the Unfuck Yourself membership to 4 live Q&As like a month. So every week you get a live Q&A, same time that it used to be, Thursday, 12 p.m. Central. And you get in there monthly a training from me. The Q&As are going to be hosted by Team Intuitives, Jonna and Emma. They will switch off and do the Q&As. And whoever is not leading the Q&A will be in the chat, you know, how they usually are answering the questions. So answering other people's questions in the chat as much as, you know, one can do. So that plus so many other membership perks, which is you're the first to know when new courses come out. You are the first to grab your seat in there. You get a special discount and price on all courses or programs or anything that comes out. And you get community and everything like that. So I'm really excited about it. And it's going to just be a whole upgrade for literally the same price. Like, it's insane. So we'll link that below for you. But anyway, today is a very special episode because I am sharing something that I have not told you yet. It is brand new and very exciting. And that is that I am pregnant. And you already know that I'm pregnant because I just announced it on Sunday on my Instagram and TikTok and to our community. And you're hearing this podcast on Tuesday. Well, it comes out Tuesday. I'm recording it the Thursday before all this happened. So it is Thursday. No one knows yet other than, you know, the team, close family, and friends. No one in the community knows yet other than I outed myself to intuition level 4 early on because one day I was so nauseous and I was like, you guys, just so you know, I'm okay. I'm just nauseous because I'm pregnant. So they know they've done a great job at keeping the secret. And a few of our one-on-one clients know because we had some one-on-ones scheduled with me before I got pregnant and we had to reschedule when I got pregnant because I didn't want to, when you get pregnant in your first trimester, you're so exhausted. I didn't want to show up like so exhausted to one-on-ones because I know people invest so much time and money into those. So they know because we had to postpone those to second trimester times. So anyway, those are the only people who know. As of right now, it's Thursday as I'm recording this. By the time you hear this episode, you'll probably already know. But if you didn't see Instagram or TikTok, I am pregnant with my first baby ever, first time being pregnant. And it was our first try ever to get pregnant. So I'll go into that and how I made sure like leading up to that, because I knew we wanted to try right after the wedding, the energetic ingredients to be super fertile and to get pregnant and that kind of thing. And we're going to talk about that today too. But I want to dive in to all the things, right? I've obviously have been hiding this from you for 10 weeks now. I officially turned 10 weeks pregnant on November 5th. So yesterday, as I'm recording this, it was yesterday. You won't hear this till like next week though, but I was officially 10 weeks on November 5th. So I found out, in September, like toward the end of September-ish. And this has been the hardest secret to keep because I tell you everything and I've had to keep this secret to myself. And it has been so hard to the point where I haven't been getting on my stories much because I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what to say or talk about because my whole life right now is being pregnant and pregnancy reflections and things that have come up of limiting beliefs I've had to shift. And you know, I'm always getting on there telling you these things, but I couldn't, right? And I naturally wanted to tell you right away, But then when it comes to manifestation, you never want to tell people your manifestation before it's like, been pretty manifested. Because if you start telling people, it's like the manifestation kind of starts to crumble and fall apart. And so I didn't want to risk anything like a miscarriage or like just anything happening or going wrong by telling people too early, because you know me, I wanted to get on there and tell you the fucking second after I told Justin. And it was so hard not to, but I feel so free now. We can talk about it. We can share everything. And I know you've been wanting to know what the fuck is going on with you, Allie. You have a new reflection in your body every week. Like, are you okay? Like, what's your deal? It all had to do with this. And we're going to break down all the reflections today and really get into that, because I know you've been wanting to know what all of it means. And there's some I haven't told you about, because if I told you those, then you'd be like, okay, you're for sure pregnant. So if you want to get pregnant, even if it's like 10 years from now or whatever, right? If you want to get pregnant soon, if you're trying to get pregnant and cannot get pregnant, if you're having fertility imbalances and reflections, if you have had miscarriages, if you are pregnant right now or you've been pregnant, you're going to want to listen to this. You're going to listen to this if you maybe want to get pregnant at some point, so you can know how to keep yourself super fertile, how to not have to, have to go through IVF or try really, really, really hard for years and years and years to get pregnant. If you want to know how to avoid certain reflections that come from pregnancy, trust me, I've taken on enough to understand the emotional root cause so you can avoid them. Took one for the team here. We're going to dive in today to a bunch of fun things. So first try, how we got pregnant on the first try, what I did beforehand to make sure that happened. My boobs have gotten massive, like so big. But what's crazy is we all know I've done the energetic boob job on myself. And so even though my boobs have grown in pregnancy, they just look more perkier, and like I just went a size up in a boob job. So like nothing's getting like floppy, nothing's getting saggy. Even my sister this morning saw my boobs and she was like, oh my God, they're massive, but like they look perky. So we're going to talk about that, like how I have been able to keep them. Yes, they've gotten bigger, and that not from an energetic boob job this time, from being pregnant, but how they've stayed like perky boob job looking so far. Well, we're going to keep going and see. So far, we're going to dive into all the little pregnancy Easter eggs that I was kind of giving you on my stories that I want to hear back from you if you caught on to. I was trying to tell you a lot of the time without telling you. And what's so funny is every time, because Emma from Team Allie's in the DM, she'd be like, oh my God, they're going to know. And then everyone in the community is like, are you pregnant? And we're just like, haha, like, no. We didn't even say no, like, we can't lie. We just would be like, ha ha ha. So I'm sure you probably already even know this information. I'm going to go into like how I found out, how I told Justin. I'm going to explain then all the timeline. So each week, the symptoms I had each week, the reflections I had each week, and breaking down the reflections, because I know you've been wanting to hear all of those. And then, we're just going to dive into each pregnancy symptom. And I'm going to explain to you what like the emotional root causes that I've had. I won't go into like the whole list of pregnancy symptoms. That's for like probably a course that I'll do on pregnancy at some point. But that is, we would be here for hours if I did that. Okay. So let's go back to when I first found out I was pregnant. And we're going to get like, some people might think this is TMI. I don't. I think this is like very normal. Everyone conceives a child. Not everyone, but a lot of people conceive children. Like, I don't think it's weird to talk about. I remember it was not on our wedding. It was not on our honeymoon. It was early September when we got back, and we were in Dallas. And I remember Justin and I were about to have sex. And I remember getting so upset with him. Like, I just started bawling my eyes out of things that happened like years ago, right? Like, you've all heard me talk about my creator field reflections years ago, where he would like not want to have sex with me obviously my creator field, because now he always wants to have sex with me, same person, different creator field, right? And it was never in the past when I would intuitively look in, I was like, he doesn't have the ability to be attracted to me. Like that was always a no. Like he had a high ability to be attracted to me, which means my creator field was fucked. So anyway, but even though I know and I shifted my creator field and I knew it was fucked and I knew it wasn't a me problem, it was a my creator field problem, I still am human and I still have like human emotions around that time. So, but it was so weird and random that like it just came up randomly like that. And I remember like bawling my eyes out, like just having this like massive detox about this time in our lives, like years and years ago, which was just so interesting that it happened in that moment. But now I know why. And then he like just really understood where I was coming from, like just was really supportive and apologized for the 700th time. And, he's just a totally different man now. So he held space for me. And then after that, I feel like my heart was probably open to him like 85%. I feel like that was like the last 15% of like just fully opening my heart, like sexually to him, if that makes sense. Like, like you can really love someone and be in love with them, and then you can feel awkward during sex, or you can feel like, can you look them in the eyes during sex? Can you have sex with the lights on? Like there's a lot of levels of intimacy that maybe you don't actually have. And you think you enjoy sex, but do you? Do you need a certain like outfit to enjoy sex? Do you need the room to be a certain color to enjoy sex? Do you need it to be completely pitch black? Do you need, you know what I mean? So I'm like, do you enjoy sex? Like, can you have sex daylight, staring each other in the eye and totally feel fully open? And I've been working on that my whole life, not my whole life. That'd be kind of weird. The past few years. And I felt like I was pretty much almost there, but there was this like one little thing of, I still felt that like little bit of insecurity of like, I don't feel like sexy enough for like certain ways of having sex, like staring at me in the eye or like being able to fully see me and like the lights are on, right? So anyway, I like released this whole thing. He like totally holds and supports me through it. And then we have like the best sex we've ever had. And it was it was like probably 4 or 5 days before I ovulated, which that's still your fertile window because sperm can live in the body like up to like 5 or 6 days. And after we had sex, like we were like, he did not try to have a baby. So like he like, ejaculated inside of me, and we and literally like I knew he got me pregnant. Like I just fucking knew. And he even said like after, he was like, I felt your body like vibrating and I felt the presence of God like around us after that. And so we like weirdly could feel it and we knew. So then like a week later, we were at Justin's family reunion, and we would have like actually conceived the baby around like September 10th because that's the day I ovulated, but this happened like a few days before this experience. But I ovulated, and that's when the sperm probably would have hit the egg around like September 10th. So a week later, we're at Justin's family's reunion, and everyone's like, when are you guys gonna get pregnant? Because obviously we just got married. And I was like, I don't know, but I think I'm pregnant now. And they were like, well, like, don't get your hopes up. And I was like, I'm not getting my hopes up. Like, I literally just feel like I'm pregnant. And I could even feel like implantation cramps, and I could just feel, I knew intuitively, like I'm so in tune with my body, and I'm so in tune with like the spirit realm that I could just feel it. Well, then a week after that, I'm in Austin for a feminine embodiment retreat. We were in Austin, both Justin and I, 2 weekends in a row. The first weekend, we were there, but like we were like 40 minutes away from each other. He was at like a men's retreat in like the forest. I was at a feminine embodiment retreat. Intensive. It's not really a retreat, not really relaxing, but we were like separate in Austin, but we were both in Austin. The next weekend, we were both there together for a couples intimacy intensive. Different. He already knew I was pregnant by then. So the first weekend we're in Austin, I'm at this feminine embodiment intensive, and I bring a pregnancy test along with me to Austin because I was like, okay, I have to take one. Well, I'm alone in my hotel all weekend. And the intensive was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I wanted so bad to take that pregnancy test on Friday, but I wanted to tell Justin in person. And I wasn't going to see him in person until Sunday night. He was coming from where he was at to meet me at my hotel in Austin Sunday night. And so there was no way I could hold on to information that big to myself for like 3 days. And I wanted him to be the first one who knew and found out, obviously. So there was no way I could just hold on to that. So I purposely did not take a test until Sunday morning because I just fucking knew. Then Sunday morning comes around. It's the last day of the feminine embodiment retreat. And it was before I went, like it started at like 10 a.m. I woke up at like 7 a.m. I fucking, instead of just going to pee like you do when you wake up, I brushed my hair. I put on the nice hotel robe. I like set my phone up because I just knew I was going to take that pregnancy test and like be pregnant. And I wanted to like take a video of it. So, I looked like I just woke up. I didn't want to look like I just woke up too much. Like, I brushed my hair, looked a little presentable. I get myself all together, put my phone on the hotel bathroom sink, and I'm like ready. I'm like ready to, get my video. And I let the test lay there for 5 minutes and I flip it over and it says pregnant. And even though I knew intuitively I was pregnant, I was in shock because I gaslit myself out of it. I was like, no, like there's no way you're pregnant. I didn't want to be disappointed. So even though I intuitively knew and I could feel it in my body, I could feel it in the spirit realm, like I gaslit myself out of it because I just wanted to stay neutral, didn't want to be disappointed if I wasn't. And, it's not like super common you get pregnant the first try always. So I just wanted to, not be disappointed. And also, Justin and I have been having sex for 5 years and I'd never taken birth control. It's awful for you. Don't do that. We've never used a condom and we have literally just stayed not pregnant from tracking my cycle. So of course there's also a point where I was like questioning, am I even fucking fertile? Like this is actually like mind blowing. I haven't gotten pregnant yet. But I'll tell you how I use spiritual birth control and that whole stuff later anyway. But anyway, I saw pregnant on that stick and I got the stick that was very obvious, that says pregnant or not pregnant. I don't know how to fucking read the lines. I was like, I'm going to mess that up. So it said pregnant and my jaw just dropped and I started bawling my eyes out, like just of pure happiness and gratitude. There is no other feeling like it. Like if you're a mom, like you get to only experience that feeling like for the first time, one time. And it was so, so special and cool and just like so trippy. So I'm like freaking out, so excited. I get ready to go to the feminine embodiment retreat for the last day. And I'm taking like selfies with my pregnancy stick, like, and I start vlogging because I wanted to vlog the whole day of like how I'm going to tell Justin. Well, I'm at the feminine embodiment intensive like all day. It ends around, I probably got home around like 7 or 8 p.m. to the hotel in Austin. I stay at I love the Four Seasons Hotel there. And I get home and I'm like, I've got to get ready to tell Justin. So I put on a different outfit because I was all sweaty from the other one because we were moving around a lot. I put on a different outfit and I was like feeling an all white outfit. I'm like, this is giving all white outfit energy. So I put on an all white outfit. I like do my makeup. I'm like, I got to fucking be ready. So I put makeup on and I'm like just waiting for him to get back. And he's taking so long because obviously when you're waiting for someone to get there and to tell me exciting news, like it just feels like forever. So he walks in the door of the hotel at like 9:30, 10 p.m. And the minute he gets in, I'm like, we have to make a TikTok. And he's so pissed. He's like, why the fuck are you making me make a TikTok at 10 p.m. on a Sunday night? Like, we can't do this in the morning. And he's like, he doesn't say that, but his energy says that. Like, he was like, okay, like, what is it? But you can tell his energy screaming, like, what the fuck? Why are you making me do this? And he was so like visibly pissed about it. You probably saw it. once you hear this, the video of him finding out will be posted. In the beginning, his face looks so pissed to be making the TikTok. And I already have the phone set up. I already have like the light set up because it was dark. So I had the little like phone light. And I already had the perfect angle. Like I was ready. I was like, you don't have to do much. And he's like, okay, what do I have to do? And like, he puts his bags down. He's like, can I pee? I'm like, no, you don't have time to pee. And I'm like, it's a trend. We have to hop on the trend right now. I was like, we got to go viral with the trend. And he was like, what? Like, when do you care about going viral? And I'm like, well, today I care. And so he's like, okay, what do I have to do? And I press play and I'm like, you don't have to do anything. Just repeat after me. And I was like, okay. And the video was playing and I was like, repeat after me. I'm Justin Peters. And then he goes, I'm Justin Peters. And I was like, and I'm going to be a father. He goes, and I'm going to be a father. And he just stands there and it like didn't click. And then I had in my pocket, I pull out the pregnancy test. And then he's like, and he was so happy. If you didn't see the video, we'll link it in the show notes for you. But he was so happy. It was so sweet. He was like, it was like the best reaction I've ever seen from a man about telling them you're pregnant, honestly, if I'm being so honest. And I don't even think I'm being biased because I tend to be quite hard on the people closest to me. I'm like, oh, you could have done that better. But like, honestly, it was like the best reaction I've ever seen from a man. It was so precious. And then since we were in Austin, the next day we saw our friend Nikki that morning because he lives in Austin now. And we told him he was going to be an uncle. And then we came home. We told my sister. I put the pregnancy test. I had my sister come over. I was like, can you come over and make dinner on Monday? And she came over and I put the pregnancy test where our forks are. And I know you're like, ew, Allie, you peed on that. But like you put the cap over it. Like it's fine. Okay. I washed it. It's fine. So I put it where the forks are. And I was like, let's vlog us making lunch. And she was like, what? Why do you want to vlog us making lunch? And I go, can you get me a fork? And then she found it in there. So I just found super cute ways to tell people. I told Emma she was staying at we call it home base at my Dallas apartment / office. And she was staying here because it was when she just moved. So there was a time between when she moved from Miami to here where she didn't have her apartment here yet. So she was here for about like 3 weeks at the Dallas apartment. And I was on the way and she was like, do you want to go lay by the pool? And I was like, yeah, but like, hold on, we have to make a TikTok. Like, don't go down there yet. She was like, okay, can we make it after? And I was like, no, we can't make it after. Because I couldn't just like lay by the pool and like, no, and not tell her. So I get in there, I set it up. And we do it to a sound on TikTok. And it's Kourtney Kardashian. And she's like, I just wanted to tell you that I'm pregnant. and her jaw dropped and it was so fun. So anyway, you'll see like we told so many people in so many different fun ways. But it's just so fun to like share that with everyone. And it's so fun to get to tell you right now. So that's how I found out and how I told Justin. And everyone's like, you guys wasted no time. And it's like, that was the plan. Like we have been together for 5 years. We just wanted a kid. Like we wanted a baby, like right after we got married. Justin wanted a baby like 2 years ago. I'm like, no, let's get married first. But that's just like what we both wanted to do. And I was on borrowed time at that point with these souls. You know what I mean? They were knocking at my door. And it was only a matter of time. The second they had a window of like a physical action to actually let them in, they were like, I am not missing out. Let me slide in. So it's interesting. Everyone's like, what gender is it? And what's weird is since I've been, 22 and the whole story of like my unborn daughter coming to me for the first time, I was convinced I was having a girl first. And then like last year, I was like, no, I might have a boy first. Like I feel the boy like being first. But then when I got pregnant, it felt like girl energy. But then like 2 weeks ago, I got woken up in the middle of the night and felt like this like boy soul, like trying to like fight his way in there. So I don't know, but it still gives girl to me. A lot of people think it's a girl. Justin thinks it's a boy. So I don't know. I can't say, but we will find out next week. Maybe by the time you hear this, my sister will even know. My sister's we did the genetic testing and I went to the OBGYN the other last week. And we got through that. You can know the gender. So those results should be back in a week. They'll tell my sister. And then I don't know if we'll do a big gender reveal or like with a bunch of people, or if we'll just do one with me and Justin. I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of leaning just toward me and Justin, which is interesting because usually I like a big situation, but I'm different these days. I just want to be in a cocoon by myself most of the time right now. So that's kind of what's been going on. I just had my first like ultrasound week 9. So last Thursday. And by the time you hear this, it would almost be 2 Thursdays ago. But it was so cool. We got to see the baby. We got to see the ultrasound. Baby's healthy. All my blood work is super healthy. Everything's super good. So we feel very grateful for that. Also, it's very intentional too. I've been doing a lot of energy work to make sure that's happened. So we're going to go through all of those reflections and everything soon in life, just how I felt each week. But before that, a few of the pregnancy like little Easter eggs I've dropped for you, and I want to hear back from you if you've noticed them, is one, obviously telling you how tired I was, and instantly people were like, you're pregnant. The food poisoning I had with the tuna salad, it wasn't food poisoning. My sister and Justin were literally fine. Like I literally just am pregnant and my body was like, fuck tuna right now. I was so unwell. Again, people thought I was pregnant there too. Oh my God. In Justin's birthday post, I literally wrote in the caption, "We love you." And I was like I like little Easter eggs. Like I do it on purpose. I'm like trying to tell you without telling you. So I want to know if anyone noticed that one. Someone did. Someone mentioned it in the DMs. Oh my God. In Justin's literal birthday vlog, you'll have to go back and watch it now. I got him a baby onesie that said "Happy Birthday Daddy" on it. It's fucking laying on the table in the vlog, and I didn't even notice until after it got posted. And I was like, fuck it. You know, if people notice it, then they deserve to know. But a lot of people, no one noticed. No one said anything about the baby onesie. It's not like full out spread, but it's like folded. And it like you can, if you really try hard and look, you can tell it's a baby onesie that's like folded up. But you can't see the "Happy Birthday Daddy" part. So it's like not obvious, but if you try really, really hard, you can tell. But no one, I don't know if anyone noticed it. No one said anything about that one. So there was that one. I was like, let's just leave it as like a little Easter egg. What else? I just made like a little list on here. Oh, like just posting that I'm taking a nap. Like when the fuck do I take naps? I haven't taken a nap since I was probably a baby, like, but now I'm like taking naps, like posting that. And then remember I went on that spree of cleaning my house. I was pregnant then, but I didn't know I was pregnant then. But I felt this like urge to just fucking clean my house. And everyone was like, "Are you nesting?" And I'm like, maybe. Like I really didn't know, but I felt like I was, and I was. I didn't even know I was pregnant then though. Those are some like the little drops. And my breakouts, we'll get into that, but that's obviously related to pregnancy. Never broken out the way I have in the first few weeks of being pregnant. But even me talking about the breakouts for the first time, I didn't know I was pregnant, but I was. It was like I was probably 4 weeks pregnant at the time, and I was like getting breakouts. So that was some little like Easter eggs. But what I did when I immediately found out I was pregnant was I immediately was like, okay, what's every pregnant symptom that I have heard of, and how do I not be an energetic match to it? So of course I look at nausea, I look at inflammation, I look at unnecessary weight gain, right? Obviously you want to gain weight when you're pregnant, but there is a point where you're gaining weight unnecessarily and you don't need to gain that weight. So I didn't want that. And I'm looking at all these things I know to look at. Well, what's funny is all the things I looked at, you know, I've been cool with, other than the nausea. We'll get into that in a second. But there were so many things that happened that I didn't look into, that I didn't even know were like a part of being pregnant, that we'll get into. But immediately, like even unnecessary weight gain, I was a super low match to it. What I can do using my intuition, and again, I've trained my intuition. It's like scientifically proven intuition at this point. And I can read the scales of things. So I can see like 0 to 100%, 100% being the highest, how much am I an energetic match to have unnecessary weight gain. And I was a 2% match, so really, really low. What I can also do is like I could be a 2% match right there, but something could happen in 3 months where I begin to beat myself up, be hard on myself emotionally or mentally, right? And then that would cause unnecessary weight gain. So I even intuitively looked in 3 months, and I saw that number go up. And I was like, okay, what am I beating myself up about in 3 months? Oh, my lack of me feeling like I'm not getting enough done because I'm going to be so tired. Okay, so now I know to not beat myself up for feeling like I'm not getting things done, and to see how I'm getting things done in the perfect amount of time, and to see how I'm getting more done with doing less. And then I won't beat myself up, and then I won't have to manifest unnecessary weight gain. Now I am 10 weeks in. I haven't gained a single pound. I actually lost 2 pounds, and I'm not like saying like you should go lose weight when you're pregnant, but it's just like what's happening. And I'm super healthy, baby, super healthy. I think it's just because like I can't really like eat a lot at once. I have to like eat little things like every few hours, or else I just feel like super bloated and uncomfortable. You know that happens if you have been pregnant or are pregnant. I'll explain what that reflection is though a little later. But and I know I'm only 10 weeks in, I can't like say much about the unnecessary weight gain, but I'll take you along the whole journey. And if I become a match for it, I'll tell you why. And we're along for the ride here. We're learning as we go together. So far I've stayed free and clear of that one. Breakouts started before I even knew I was pregnant. I've never broken out the way I've broken out from week 4 being pregnant until about like a week and a half ago. My skin is finally like clearing because I think I finally locked in on the reflection. But oh my God, it was crazy. And breakouts can mean a few things. For me, the reflection was feeling like I have too much going on at once. And that is, I feel like I have to face too much going on at once, essentially. Like I have to face it, like I have to deal with it. And that is a normal emotion I have. And then imagine being pregnant and you're in your luteal phase times 100, 24/7. It was like, I felt so bad for like my team or COO Sarah. Like poor COO Sarah would like ask me for one thing and I would be like, I can't do that right now. Like, who do you think I am? And I just caught myself like, okay, like I need to just fix this emotion. So all of the tools on how to fix these, don't you worry. Your girl's already on it with the pregnancy course. Okay. We're already on it. It's already been working on the back end. It won't be out until after I give birth, but it's already been worked on. So all the tools behind how I shifted are in there, but I want to give you the reflection and what the reflection means, because if not, we'll be here for hours and hours and hours. So we had the breakouts. I felt like I had too much going on, specifically in where was it? Career. Yeah, career. It's just like, and then not having the energy to do so. Like, I mean, I did not realize I've been just a natural energizer bunny my whole life. Holy fuck, I've never been so tired. Like I get wiped out so easily. I'm like by 2 p.m., like don't even ask me of anything. My brain's not available. I'm probably laying on the couch at that point. Like we're not doing it. And we can go into that now. I realized too with the breakouts and irritability. So irritability, I was a high match to. I looked into that before I even like started getting symptoms of pregnancy. And I was a super high match to being irritable, which checks out because like I just get irritable anyway, like pretty easily. So without my emotional mastery tools, I'll get like pretty like annoyed about certain things. Not a lot of things actually. It's just when I'm impatient. It's like if I'll just get impatient with things. Like if food's taking too long at a restaurant, and I'm never taking it out on anyone, but I'll feel it within me. Or, if something's not done quick enough, like that's where I'll get irritable. And so that just amplified when I got pregnant. And I was a 98% match to get irritability. So I'm like, all right, how do I, not do this? And the solve, I'll tell you the solve to that one. It was I had to just really listen to my body. Like if I could feel irritation and I was about to get into like a meeting like with COO Sarah, not irritation at her, the meeting, but just irritation about whatever in general, I would reschedule the meeting because I'm like, I do not want just to like take my irritability out on other people. And I know that we'll have a way better meeting if we just do it tomorrow morning or whatever. So welcome to like the land of just rescheduling my whole entire life every day. The first few weeks I was pregnant. And what's so funny is Glow Formula. As you may know, we're filming a totally just new version of Level 1 of Glow Formula. And we're doing it live. Just for the people who are in there, we're filming it live. And then, you get the recordings in your portal. And it's live every Friday. And there was one Friday where last minute I was like, I cannot. Like I was so nauseous. Hadn't healed that reflection yet. I was so tired. I was so irritable. I was so like out of it. And I remember texting the team and I was like, Jonna, you're taking over today. And I said, hold a Q&A. Everyone loves a Q&A. People have been wanting more Q&A anyway. Hold a Q&A today in my spot. No one was missing out on a module because that module was just going to be added to the end of like the filming schedule for Glow Formula. In fact, they got a bonus Q&A for a full hour. They already have 8 live Q&As with Jonna and Emma throughout the program. They got a bonus and they had 9 live Q&As now. They weren't missing out on anything and no one complained, right? Other than one person. We get an email about it the other day, actually. Anyway, we get this email and I'm like, if only they knew I was pregnant, I don't know if they'd be sending this. And also, it's like, duh, I'm going to like put you in the hands of someone who is like okay and balanced and like not about to like throw up right now. Like, what do you want me to show up and half-ass a module that you paid for? No, I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you an extra Q&A and then I'm going to show up 100% and tack it on to the end of our filming schedule. Like, duh, obviously, like whenever I'm rescheduling, it's not really for me, it's for you. It's for anybody else. I'm like, you don't want me being irritable at you if it's like a team meeting. I'm like, you definitely like, I don't want that for you or for me. And I don't want you to have a half-ass module of Glow Formula or whatever the fuck it is if I'm not feeling absolutely like, I'm going to like lock in and really like do well with explaining and teaching this new thing. So I never take away. We always give more and then just tack something onto the end. So no one complained. People were actually so excited about it. And we got so many kind emails of you guys always go above and beyond. But then naturally, we got the one email the other day about it. So hopefully now they know that I'm pregnant and maybe they'll feel bad and think twice about sending an email like that again. One thing that I don't give any more fucks. I don't give any more fucks, you guys. Every ounce of people pleaser has left my fucking body. It left a long time ago. I'd say there was about like intuitively 8% left of like people pleaser in me. It's gone. It's literally so gone. I don't care. I don't care. Like I don't have anything in me or any energy to give to anything other than what is going to be like beneficial to, I don't know, like to my family or to my health or the baby's health or to the business or to my team or to my friends. Like that's what I have energy for. Other than that, I don't fucking care. Like I don't care. Anyway, so I want to take you through each of the weeks. And I swear to God, every week hits and I hit a new week on a Wednesday. Every Wednesday, a new week hits. And it's like a new reflection comes up and it's like, it's been so fun and I keep making this joke like I'm going to be the most fucking emotionally balanced person after this pregnancy because I am getting every single like emotional imbalance that I have thrown into my face physically through my physical body ailments. They're not coming up through relationship anymore. They're not coming up through career, finances. They're coming up in my body. And I used to joke about this years ago. I used to get body reflections so bad all the time. And I used to joke like, oh my God, I'm like the healthiest, sickest person. Like I eat so healthy. I work out. I take such good care of my body and yet get good sleep. And yet here I am sick all the time. And that's how I feel now. Not that I'm like sick. The sinus thing was the only thing I've been like sick. But we had the breakouts. We had the shoulder saga. I remember my shoulder and I couldn't move and I couldn't breathe. It was like a whole thing. We had the tuna salad situation, like I didn't throw up. It went the other way, but I felt like I was going to throw up. Every time I went to go throw up, it like came out the other way. And I was up all night. We had the nausea. Then we had this weird like stomach pain, digestion thing. Then we had this weird thing in my throat where it felt like, you know, when you swallow a pill, but it feels like it gets stuck. That's how I felt like just eating food. Then we had the sinus infection. Then we had a lung thing and a cough. And, you know, I'm still getting over like the little sinus thing. The sinuses are gone, but you still have that little residue of like sniffles in your nose and a little bit of like congestion sounding. So if I sound congested, that's why I've just gotten over this like 2 days ago. But so week 6 of being pregnant is you know, I'm like good. I'm like, why do people complain about the first trimester? Like I'm thriving. And then boom, got like this shoulder pain situation. And you remember on my story, I was like, Instagram story, I was telling you it like felt like it was in my shoulder, went up my neck, it went down to my rib. I couldn't like lay down or else there was this like stabbing pain. And that was like a whole, I think 3 or 4 days of like, I literally couldn't lay down to sleep. CEO Sarah was here at that time. She like saw me with like my heating pad, like sitting up to go to bed. And that was the first Dallas girls group that I taught that I really rallied for. I mean, when I teach, I forget all pain that I have. Like I was so like unwell right before doing that. And then I totally like forgot that I was unwell. And then it came back. So we had that going on. Then week like 6.5 to 7.5, I could go into the shoulder pain reflection, but honestly, like it's not a common pregnancy thing. And like, I don't even think it had to do with pregnancy. I think it was like a whole different thing that just happened to happen while I was pregnant. It happened because of an emotion that I felt about being pregnant, but it didn't happen like physically as a result of being pregnant, if that makes sense. So I just feel like let's skip over that one. So week 6.5 to like 7.5, I had this wave of like nausea combined with digestion pain. So it was like I was nauseous and I was hungry, but I didn't want to eat anything and I was full and I was bloated all at the same time. But I was so hungry and when I get hungry, I get nauseous, but I couldn't, it was like a whole thing. The only thing that sounded good was my sister's tuna salad. So she came over and she made her tuna salad sandwiches that I always love. And I love tuna salad. It's high in protein. It's so great. And my sister ate it. I ate it. Justin ate it. They're fine. That night, I'm starting to get like, you know, your mouth gets watery when you're about to throw up. I'm like sitting in bed. I'm like sitting up. And so I'm thinking like, oh, okay, like I'm nauseous just because I need to eat. So Justin makes me like 2 scrambled eggs. So on top of me about to throw up the tuna salad, I down 2 scrambled eggs because I'm thinking, oh, that'll help the nausea. No, I wasn't nauseous because I needed to eat. I was nauseous because of the tuna salad sandwich. So then I chugged a bunch of water. Well, that combination was not good. And I started to I was like, okay, I got to get up and walk around. So I'm like walking around the kitchen at like 10 p.m. at night, just pacing around the kitchen island, running to the bathroom, thinking about to throw up, and then it coming out the other end. And this was all night long. I'm then like, I just sleep on the couch because I'm like, I'm one of those people who I don't go to the bathroom in front of my partner. Like I don't pee in front of them. I close the door, you know? If I have to literally poop, I literally go to another room, to another bathroom. I'm like not one to just like door open. So I'm like, you don't need to hear me throw up. You don't need to hear me like have diarrhea to the toilet. Like we're good. I'm going to sleep on the couch. I'm going to go to the guest bathroom. He's like, do you want me to stay up with you? I'm like, literally no, please actually don't, like, please go to sleep. Like, don't even be near me right now, please. And so I'm on the couch. I'm like sitting up. I'm like, oh God, you know, like just when you're so nauseous, your mouth's watering, your stomach's in knots, running to the bathroom every 5 minutes, convincing me to throw up. And then it just ends up coming out the other side. All night long. I mean, I am up all night long. And that's not an exaggeration, like did not sleep. So when I looked into that reflection, you got to take reflections very just like for what it is. It's like, okay, what happened? I ate something that I can normally eat that's normally nourishing, and it didn't sit right, and it came out the other way. And it didn't nourish me the way it normally does. So that turns into me, what that reflection was me feeling like what should be nourishing isn't. Now, when I look into what area of life that was, it was financial. The finances that our company makes and that I make from the company should be very nourishing, but in my head, it wasn't feeling, quote, good enough. And I had that emotional imbalance. Is that true? Absolutely not. I'd like to shake myself and be like, Allie, I'd like to show 5 years ago, Allie, or 4 years ago, or even 3 years ago, Allie, or even 2 years ago, Allie, what we're doing now. I would love to show her. She'd be like, holy fuck, that's amazing. No, now this version of Allie is like, that's not good enough, right? It's how I need competitive, not competitive, but competitive with myself, or person who likes to access their highest potential person kind of gets, you know what I mean? You probably do this too. So I held on to that emotion too long. And, pregnancy triggered all of these things to come up, because when you're not pregnant, you're not tired, right? And you have a lot more energy, you have a lot more time and space to do those things. So you can kind of play into your emotional imbalance to kind of avoid feeling it. And so I would just do the most and I wouldn't feel the emotional imbalance. But now that I had time to rest and think, I started to feel the emotional imbalance. So of course, pregnancy, triggered, and all the changes that come with that when you are pregnant and when you first do give birth, triggered that, right? Because, I was like, oh my gosh, we need a plan to keep providing value to the world while I'm pregnant, or if I get tired and can't show up, or if I take maternity leave, and I will take maternity leave, but if, depending on how long I want to take it for. And so, yeah, I was just kind of spiraling. So that was that reflection of the tuna situation. Now, again, I am working on a pregnancy course for you, and all of the solves for those are in there too, and the tools. But, okay. So next, nausea, just nausea in itself, I've been in and out of it. So I had it really bad week 6.5 to 7.5. Then it was gone. And then it just decided to come back yesterday, which is fun. And I will explain why it came back yesterday. But it was gone from week 7.5 on until about week 10. Now, week 10 is when your HCG levels, which is your pregnant hormone situation, are the highest. And so I hear a lot of people getting nausea at that time. So of course, I wouldn't just be nauseous if I wasn't pregnant, but I am pregnant. So I'm already doing something that would make me nauseous. Now, emotionally, if I have any emotional thing that is a match to being nauseous, well, now I have the physical and the emotional pairing together, and then that will create a physical result. So the nausea is feeling like nothing is sitting right with me and everything's irritating, essentially. So whenever I get irritated and I don't address it fucking right away, boom, nausea. It is clockwork. So I was really good at addressing the irritation, apparently, from week 7.5 to week 10. And then I can't remember what I got irritated about. It would have been not yesterday, because I got the nausea yesterday. It would have been 24 to 48 hours before I got the nausea. I think I was irritated because that's when I had the sinus thing going on. And I think I was just irritated that I so deeply value my body and my energy. I've always had natural high energy. I've never taken anything. Don't do caffeine for energy. I've never taken Adderall for energy. I've never taken anything for energy, energy drinks. I just have it. And I believe I have it because it's through God, it's through source. And I believe I have it because I follow my purpose and my pull. I think following your pull gives you insane energy. I don't think I'm just special and have energy. I think if you follow your soul pull and follow your purpose, you just get this natural zest for life. And I've always had that because I've always followed my passions. Even when I was younger, I always followed the passion of dance or the passion of whatever. And it always just gave me energy. So even when I have a passion and I'm just so fucking tired, or I'm so knocked down from like, I had the sinus thing and I was so sick feeling, I was just getting irritated. I just felt like I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And just like nothing was like sitting right and working in a way that I was getting what I wanted, and it was getting irritated to me. And so that's what can cause nausea. I'm sure if you look online or like you ask ChatGPT the emotional or spiritual root cause of nausea, it probably says something about like rejecting something. That's not what it is. You've got to look at like what's actually happening. So the nausea is like nothing is sitting right with you and everything's like just fucking irritating. And whatever's not sitting right or whatever is irritating will be different per person. That's the thing with reflections. Like my emotional root cause won't be the same as your emotional root cause. Like you might have that feeling in a totally different area of life, like the family area of life. And I might have that feeling in the career area of life, right? Everyone's going to be different, but that's like the general emotion behind it. Then what happened was week like 8, I'd say, I started getting this weird pain in my stomach, like digestion pain. It's like I would eat and I would get like digestion pain. And oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh my God. See, this is like a pregnant brain moment. The digestion pain is nothing sitting right with me. Everything's irritating. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The nausea is inability to be satisfied with things that should be nourishing. Okay. So sorry. The stomach pain and the digestion pain, like things are not digesting properly for you. That is nothing is sitting right with me. Everything's irritating. The emotional root cause is feeling like nothing's sitting right with me. Everything's irritating. The nausea is different. Sorry, I mixed those two up. The nausea is inability to be satisfied by things that should be nourishing is the emotional root cause of nausea. So just change that in your notes. Anyway, week 8 is when like the stomach digestion pain, it was like I would eat and I would like so badly want to just be full for like be happily full from it, or like feel it like nourishing my body. But every time I would eat, I would get this like digestion pain, and I would get so bloated. And that is the emotion of nothing sitting right with me. Everything's irritating. Because yeah, like nothing is sitting right in your digestion system, and it's like irritating your digestive system. Now, again, there's 8 areas of life. If that's happening physically, that means in one or more areas of life, you feel like nothing's sitting right with you. Everything's irritating. And where the reflection's coming up is everywhere it started. So if you're getting physical reflections, that's not where the reflection started. So you can just weed out physical as being the problem, the physical area of life. We talk about the 8 areas of life, I think, in our beginner foundational course. So we'll link that below for you. Okay. So also another thing that the digestion pain can be, and things not digesting properly, would be like feeling not at peace with things that should be filling you up. So feeling not at peace with things that should be filling you up in life. So digestion pain is a common thing during pregnancy. Not that common. I didn't know it was a thing, so I didn't think to look into it and not be a match for it, but it is a thing. But a lot of people have digestion pain and digestion problems, and I would definitely look into where you feel not at peace with the things that should be filling you up, and or the things that aren't sitting right with you and that's irritating you. Would definitely be looking into those things. Okay, then I cleared those. Oh, what's really cool about all of this What's really cool about all of this is I got to find the emotional root cause of each reflection and clear it within literally sometimes an hour, 24 hours at most. Usually by the end of the night, the second I found out the emotional root cause, the reflection was cleared, which is really cool. And again, the tools of how I did that or what I did, all in the course for you. So then also week 8, I had this weird thing when I swallowed. It felt like there was like a pill stuck in my throat. Like it just felt like something was like indigestion, like up here in my throat and my upper chest. Again, a pregnancy thing that can happen. Also just a normal thing that can happen. And I'm trying to remember what that one was. It's not that food aversions, if you're having like food aversions, that's kind of like things that I should enjoy, I lost my taste for. So feeling like, oh, I should enjoy making money, but now I don't. Or I should enjoy this career, but now I don't. Or I should enjoy my family, but now I don't. I should enjoy my workouts, but now I don't, or whatever it is. That would be getting like food aversions, which I didn't really get many of. Not like too crazy. I hated eggs for like 2 days, but then I was back on eggs, which thank God because I eat eggs every day. I'm trying to remember let me just go look in intuitively. Okay, so the like indigestion up here, like the feeling like you're like swallowing and it's just like not going down. It's your inability to process and break down like nourishment in your life. So once again, for me, it pointed to the financial area of my life, which again makes no fucking sense because if you would have told me what we're doing now financially, even a year ago, like 2 years ago, I would have been like over the fucking moon. I just am always like, I gotta be the best I can possibly be and reach my highest potential. So then I'll feel like I'll put a lot of pressure on myself. Then instead of enjoying my finances or enjoying what the company's made or enjoying it, I'm just already on to the next thing. So a lot of that has come up being pregnant, again, because I have more time to think and I have more time to rest and I have less time of like actually going out and doing things. And I am having to understand that the same amount of impact can be made with me not doing the most. And that's been like a lot for me to work through, but I've been working through it and it's been working and it's been showing, which is really cool. Then we have week 9 of being pregnant and all those other symptoms went away. Like the nausea, gone. The indigestion, gone. Stomach pain, gone. I am flying high, man. I've cracked the code. Get ready for the pregnancy course. But then week 9, all of a sudden, sinus infection, lung infection, cough, out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere. I felt it coming. The thing with me is like I will intuitively see something coming and then I'll like get distracted over here and think there's bigger fish to fry and then like I'll then get sick. So like I always know I'm going to get sick about like this time was like 4 or 5 days before. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm a match to get sick. And what I like to do or what I normally try and do is I go, okay, I'm a match to sore throat. Nope, I'm a match to fever. Nope, I'm a match to sinus stuff. Oh, yep, 98% match to that. What I can do is I can figure out why I'm a match to it, shift my emotion before I even have to get the sinus infection and then end up not getting it. You'd think I would have done that because I've done that many times with other things. Like I've done it with COVID. I've shifted my reflection with so many things. The week of my wedding, my mom got the fucking flu and was like around me. I was like, oh, hell no. Let me like make sure I'm not a match to any of these flu symptoms. And I did. I was a match at first, got my emotions down, got my emotional match like non-existent, never got the flu. Thank God it was my wedding week. And obviously I didn't want to get sick on my wedding, so I was paying attention. Well, this came up. I could feel like I was about to get sick. And then I was like, oh, over here, distraction. And then I'm over here doing this. I forget about it. I then get sick. Not ideal, but it was good because I paid attention then. So I had a sinus infection, which I got rid of without antibiotics, which is Great and iconic because fuck, I did not want to take antibiotics pregnant. Doctors say it's fine. Your OBGYN will say it's fine. They'll say take amoxicillin. No, it's not fine. Intuitively, when I looked in, if I took those, what's so cool is you can intuitively look in on your baby too. So intuition's great. I looked in on the effects of taking these antibiotics on the baby. At first, not a problem, but long term, I could see like kidney issues down the road or liver issues down the road. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that to my child. I would much rather just suffer through than do that to my child. And I can figure out the emotional reflection and do the holistic route and like be fine. So, because it's tempting to take an antibiotic because you get rid of it real quick. But I was like, no, I'm not going to do that to my own digestive system or my child's kidney. So I looked into the emotional root cause of the sinus infection. I'm not kidding you, within 30 minutes of shifting the emotional root cause, no more sinus pressure, gone, totally fucking gone. And I'm always like straight up with you. I still have a cough, and I'll tell you why I still have the cough in a second, like from days ago. But I fixed that sinus pressure in 30 fucking minutes, and it was totally gone. No antibiotics, no, literally nothing other than vitamin C. I did put onions in my socks because everyone was telling me to, but intuitively, I'm sorry to say, they only work about like 7%. So that really didn't have anything to do with it. The vitamin C helped on a physical level. Zinc helps on a physical level. Did a lot of bone broth. That helps. But what was funny was the first day I had the sinus infection, I did not have the energy to look into the emotional root cause, even though it was so easy to do. I was like just annoyed. I was like, I'm not looking into it. I'm going to lay here and watch Friends. And so I could have avoided a whole day of being sick, but I then looked into it the next day, and within 30 minutes, I woke up feeling like shit. I was like, fuck this. Worse than the day before, honestly. Woke up feeling like shit. I said, fuck this. Looked at the reflection and then got better within 30 minutes. So the sinus pressure reflection that we're all wondering, that I got so many DMs about, is feeling stuck with getting something to work. So for me, it was feeling stuck. It all comes back to financial for me, for again, no fucking reason other than I am shooting for the stars every day. And then I get, it's not hard on myself. It's not that. It's, I just get like frustrated. I just get frustrated. So feeling stuck with getting my financial tools to work. Now, do my financial tools work? Fucking yes, absolutely. They work insanely well. Was I feeling like they don't work? Yes. All in emotional imbalances that creates a reflection is how you feel, not what's actually going on. So feeling stuck, okay? And why that was coming up again is because I'm pregnant. So again, I can't tell you these things when they were happening because it's literally a reflection of because I'm pregnant, I now have this thing of like feeling stuck financially. Is that true? No, not at all. And it's been proven it's not true in our own business and in other people's businesses that I know. But, those limiting beliefs come up of like, oh my gosh, your whole life changes. Your whole life goes to your baby. Like you're not going to have time or energy for other things. And so those things were coming up. So again, it caused me feeling stuck. I didn't address the emotion in enough time. I got the sinus infection. I didn't spend the time to look at that I was a match for a sinus infection and address why and the emotion before I had to get it. So I had to get the sinus infection. Now, I also got, along with that, a slight little lung infection. Allie, how do you know you got a lung infection? Intuition. I always test, like, is this asthma? No, cleared that years ago. Okay. Is this like just a chest cold? Nope. Lung infection. That tested like a little bit of a match, right? So I'm my own fucking doctor. I don't trust these doctors out here. And I'm going to tell you why. So I'm going to tell you about my OBGYN appointment. But anyway, I digress. I'm like, okay, I have a slight little lung infection. So cough, when you have a cough, the emotional root cause of the cough is feeling like you're not getting recognition. So if you've ever had a cough Again, these aren't really pregnancy related, but they came up because I was pregnant and having certain emotions about it. But coughing, obviously, it just happens to anyone. So if you have a cough, it's feeling like you're not getting enough recognition. And you bet I wasn't feeling like I was getting enough recognition, because obviously I haven't been, okay, I'm going to just out myself. So I can sometimes get frustrated when I see people on TikTok or Instagram giving really just half-ass information, and it's going viral, to be so honest. Like, I get frustrated. And it's not even like it's good information. It's like, and it's when I can feel that they're doing it for the wrong reasons. If I can feel someone's doing something for the right reasons, even if the information's so wrong, it doesn't bother me. It's when I can feel someone is saying some happy-go-lucky spiritual quote to you that lasts 20 seconds because they know it'll make you feel temporarily better for a second, and then it will go viral. I even know someone who straight up goes viral for these things, and they literally told me, like, yeah, I definitely do this for the wrong reasons. That's what bothers me. And so I was getting annoyed that other people who do this for the wrong reasons, who give these like feel-good, quick little 20-second clip quotes on TikTok or Instagram for the wrong reasons, and it goes viral and gets so recognized. And I'm like, all these people are just getting this false sense of hope, and they're not actually getting their lives changed. And then I was getting annoyed that not that I wasn't getting recognized, but the tools that I teach. Like, I don't care if it's John or Emma or anyone on the fucking team, or anyone who teaches these tools. It's not about me, it's about the tools. And I was getting annoyed that like the tools they get recognized so deeply by our community and by people in our courses, and people tell us all the time, like, oh my God, these are the best tools ever. I've never heard it like this. I've never thought about it like this. I've never done it like this. This has shifted me so fast. We get told that every day by our community and by the people in the courses and who listen to the podcast. But I get frustrated that it doesn't get recognized just like randomly on TikTok or randomly on Instagram. And why I was feeling that is because I wasn't getting to post a lot because I was so tired and pregnant. And like, when I'm hiding something, I don't even know what to post anyway, because I post about what's going on in my life. So I was just feeling like the tools weren't getting recognized. Like, I had to keep all these tools of 10 weeks of pregnancy to myself. And so I was just feeling like the tools weren't getting recognized. So that caused the cough. And then the lung situation. Lungs can mean a few different things. One of them, and the one that I had, was feeling like the life I want is being restricted. And again, because I'm tired. I've never felt tired like this. I've always just naturally, again, had that energy and like full of like purpose. And even purpose isn't overpowering my tiredness. And when I look into if you can shift tiredness when pregnant, literally you can't. Like, literally it's not even a reflection. Like, literally it's just, science has proven you're running 2.5 marathons daily every day while you're pregnant. Like, that's the amount of energy your body's using, mixed with you're like having to, still show up every day, and still like, I'm still trying to work out. I'm still trying to like, be a human. I don't lay down all day. So that's a lot of energy. And so I feel not true, but in being so tired, I was feeling like the life I want's being restricted, and in certain areas of life. Again, so I've gotten over all this. The lung infection is like probably like 92% cleared now, and it was like way worse before. And the cough is way, way better than it was like 2 days ago. So we're clearing that. We're doing the tools to get out of that. But that's what's happened so far. And what I also look into is is it viral, right? Or an infection? Is it bacterial? Is it fungal? Because all those things mean different things. So viral, an infection of something, is about usually a reflection around a person or like people's beliefs, right? Or like other people's beliefs. Bacterial, if something's bacterial that you have, it's usually something about like a contaminated environment that you feel like you're in. And then a fungal infection or a fungal thing usually tends to be when you're sitting with things for too long, like when you're sitting with an emotion for too long. Like I used to get like this like fungal, I don't even know, like fungus in my ear. It was so gross, but like fungus in my ears would like itch. And it's with like sitting with irritation from what you're hearing for too long. Like you've sat with the irritation for way too long. And that will cause like a fungal thing. So I always also look at like how I break down body reflections is so specific. And it's not, you won't find it on Google. You won't find it in ChatGPT. You'll get a very basic watered down version, and it's not it. And we learn how to break down body reflections and use your intuition to know exactly what it is in level 5 of intuition training, which you have to go through all the other levels to get there, but it's really, really cool and a really fun process. So that's how I do it. It becomes very specific, as you have probably seen. And I am rushing through it because now I've been on this podcast for I think almost like 2 hours at this point. But in intuition, I'll have to up level the Body Talks course sometime. It's time for an up level of that. But in Glow, in sessions, in questions people ask, I break down things very, very specific to what's going on with body reflection. So that has been pregnancy so far. Yesterday started getting like midday, started getting nauseous again, but again, it's when your HCG levels are the highest. So it's like, it makes sense, but I'll go looking on the nausea stuff again. I'm sure I had like an emotion slip. What's funny is I was so nauseous right before doing this podcast. Now that I'm doing this podcast, I'm not nauseous at all. I kind of feel like free that I can finally like talk and express and speak about this. So it feels really good. One last thing I will touch on is how we got pregnant, just first try, how I made sure that I was, fertile myrtle over here. And I'm not saying, I just want you to know that I'm not saying like, oh yeah, we got pregnant first try. Like I'm not saying it to brag, because I know there is so many women who go through so much pain with this in so many different ways, whether it's miscarriages or losing the baby or not being able to get pregnant. Like I understand and I know this. And I want you to know that you can heal it. And I'm only sharing this. It's not like to a braggy thing. It's like I'm sharing this because there are emotional ingredients to be able to do that. I've helped a lot of clients over the years with getting pregnant who have not been able to, which is, directly helped me because I've gotten to get the ingredients of it over the years. So about 3 years ago, I remember probably 4 years ago at this point, very specifically, I remember I lived across the street from where I'm at right now in Dallas, from where the apartment office is. I lived across the street, the apartment. It's across the street, and I was walking down toward the Starbucks down there and thinking the thought, if I wanted to get pregnant right now, I don't think I could. And it was such a random thought, but nothing is random. And then I remember like, let me use my intuition to check. And my ovaries were only functioning at 61% at the time. And my hormones were like all out of whack. They were like 81% not balanced. So only math, math, 29%. I don't know, only 29% balanced, I think. So 4 years ago, I was already looking into this. I didn't want to get pregnant then or anytime soon at that point, but I knew I did at some point in my life. So I was like, let me fix this now. So I went on a deep dive of emotionally balancing myself to heal my ovaries and emotionally balancing myself to heal my hormones. So again, all of that and being fertile and the ingredients to that is going to be a part of the pregnancy course, which is going to be really exciting. But I remember being like, thank God I realize this now, or else think how many people just try and they don't know why they can't get pregnant. And doctors, were like, oh, do IVF or do this or do that, which IVF, is an incredible tool. And some people maybe do need it, but a lot of people probably don't need it if they just realize the emotional root cause. And that's just something that just so lacks and is missing in the world is understanding the emotional root cause of these things. So I just think it's so cool to get to see, and you can catch things so far in advance. So it's like, I don't care if you don't want to get pregnant for another 10 years, like balance your shit out now so that when you want to, you can easily do it. And that's what made it really cool to also get pregnant, because it was like, oh my gosh, wow, like all my hard work around that paid off. And sorry, I have an eyelash in my eye. If you're watching this on video, I'm like picking it out of my eye. But another thing too is there's ingredients to creating and having a baby. Like, again, it will be in the pregnancy course, but it's like one of them is feeling like you can create something special in the world. And if you don't feel like you can create something special in the world, let's say in career or in your life, that will be a missing ingredient that will make it harder to create a baby. Or people who get pregnant and then have a miscarriage, there's a lot of reasons, but one of them is feeling like you can't carry your ideas to full term. So feeling like you cannot, feeling like if you have an idea, you try and create it and then it doesn't work. Or feeling like you can never actually birth your full idea out into the world and it works well. If you feel that way, that is a feeling that could cause a miscarriage. So every step along the way, I've been, intuiting like my percent for a miscarriage, and it's been super low. So I'm like cool with that, but I always check, because you could get a feeling one day and that percent could go up. You know what I mean? Now, being in alignment for something versus being an energetic match for something, two different things, right? You have to be, it's kind of like, think of alignment as the elevator, and think of energetic match as like the door on each floor. You've got to go up the elevator and go to the right door to like actually make something happen. So I could have an emotion that could make the miscarriage, scale go high, but I would have to hold that emotion for a certain amount of time to make it actually happen, right? I could be in alignment with an emotion, and then the energetic match is holding that emotion for a certain amount of time to make it happen. So even if like I would see the number percent of like miscarriage go up, I could shift that emotion quickly and not hold it, and then it would be fine. So it's really cool what you can do with intuition. Like I highly recommend having intuition for everything, but especially while being pregnant. Like you can like see and learn so much, and you can learn the personality of the baby and all this stuff, which is really, really cool too. And what the baby needs, and like what you actually need to eat, and like listening to your body intuitively, not like maybe not craving. You might be craving something, but you might just need like a part of that. Like you might be craving mac and cheese, but maybe you need calcium from the cheese. You know what I mean? So maybe you like get calcium in a more nutritious way for yourself and the baby. And you'll feel even better than if you just eat the mac and cheese. Like you may feel temporarily better if you eat the mac and cheese, but if you just like go get the calcium in a different way, you might feel fully better. So it's really fun to use intuition with this stuff. I've been doing it this whole time. I've checked in. What else have I checked in on? Oh, and what I do too is each week as the baby's developing, I have the apps where it says like what it's growing this week or what I'm growing in me this week. And each week I'll make sure like I'm not a match to pass down something weird to my baby. Like when ears were growing, I was like, okay, I looked at the match for like hearing loss, right? Because anything a baby is born with, they took on from their parents. So I'm making sure like I'm not a match to any of that. So it's cool. It's fun to get to use that and do that with being pregnant. And I'm so excited to get to share this part of my life now. Finally, I'll share everything now. I feel free. I can speak again. I can be on my stories again. Like there's no more hiding. I hate hiding things from you. Obviously so many more pregnancy podcasts where this came from. We're already like 2 hours in, so I'll cut myself off because I could literally keep going on and on. But there will be so many more, and so many more of how I'm using my intuition through this whole thing. But that is the update. You got the reflections finally. You got the what's going on. I'm really excited to share with you guys. And one other thing I will say is I love being given, tips and I love how much community can care and want to give all of their tips and tricks. I will say, unless I ask, we are not that we don't value and appreciate your tips and tricks. It's just, if you've been pregnant, it can be overwhelming, like everything you hear. And I've been using my intuition to really like make choices and decide. So unless I ask, we are all good on the tips and tricks. But I'm sure I'll ask something at some point that I'd love to hear on. But I've been using my intuition a lot for it, and I'm super excited about it. Oh, one last thing was I'm going to have an OBGYN, which I already found. I'm also going to have a midwife, which I'm trying to find right now, and a doula. I want to give birth unmedicated, but in a hospital. I don't want to do it at home. I'm a person to always plan for the worst. If you plan for the worst, it doesn't happen. Okay. It's called the law of preparedness. So if you plan for the worst, it does not happen. So if I plan for the worst and my ass is sat in the hospital, I won't need the hospital things. But if I am like somewhere not near the hospital and, you know, God forbid the umbilical cord's around the neck, or like I have to have an emergency C-section or something goes wrong, you want to be in a hospital. So if I plan for the worst and I'm in a hospital, we should be good. You know, I have a lot of planning and creation and ingredients to do around giving birth that I haven't touched yet because I'm just trying to get through the first trimester reflections. But, you know, if I do it all and I focus on it, we should be good. But I do want to be unmedicated in a hospital. Honestly, in case something would go wrong, it terrifies me to get an epidural. Like you couldn't, I say that now, like, you know, obviously I haven't been pregnant, I haven't given birth. So, but it honestly makes me more scared to have my legs be numb than just feel the pain of birth. Like I like to be in control of my body and like to know what's going on. I don't know. Like I say that now, I'm sure like I could be in so much pain and be like, give me that epidural. But as of right now, I don't plan on it. I know a lot of people say that and then get that epidural. We will see. I'm not committed to one or the other, but I really want to see if I can do it. So, you know, stay tuned. We'll talk more about that later too, but that's my current plan. The OBGYN, she's incredible. She's great, super sweet, love her. I want to keep her as like my OBGYN if I need one, because they're the only ones that can do like C-sections or surgery. And also already in that office, they were trying to give me vaccines, talking about babies' vaccines. And like, don't give me a vaccine. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't give my baby a vaccine. No, 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 no. We won't be vaccinating our baby. So, and I'm not asking for your opinions on that. I'm just letting you know we won't be vaccinating our baby for many reasons, which we'll have a whole podcast episode on one day. She's great. And I'm just not a medical girl, you know? It's like, if we need that, yes, like love medical system if we actually need it. If I don't actually need it, like I will have a midwife, also gonna have a doula. Also, I am gonna take, it's called, her name on Instagram is called Pain Free Birth. I've been following her for years. I want to take her course and learn all about that. So I'm like ready to go study about how to give birth. Not yet. I'm going to study that second trimester and on. I'm just like getting through these reflections first. And I'm learning so much. So I'm so excited. Again, we can finally talk about this and share this. And I'm back. I can share my life again. Thank God. I hate hiding things from you. It felt so wrong. I felt like I was lying and I don't like it. So thank you for listening to the podcast. We'll link everything below that needs to be linked. And I will see you in the next episode.